What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're here, Casket Customs, CASKET'S Fab Shop YouTube. We are on video number 13 of the Monte Carlo. That starts today. So pretty much where I left off, if you watched the last video, then you already know. If you haven't, go back and watch it. But you also need to subscribe to keep up with this build. It is almost done, so we can move on to some pre-war cars, what I like to build. So with that being said, guys, here we go. I started to skim the door where I added the metal filler. I ended up welding this door lip to make it right, so I just re-skimmed it. I'm gonna block this out panel to panel. I need to crisp up the body line. These fenders have not been blocked yet with guide coat. I mean, they were, but then I primed them. So now they're getting blocked again. I'm going to define the panel to panel on this fender. Also on the hood, I am going to work on this side first, and then I'm going to flip to the other side. So I've already flushed this out and started skimming it. Now I just need to block it all flat, blend it in. So these are all panel to panel, and all this stuff lines up great and good. I'm still having issues with this hood. Issue with the hood I'm having is when I go to close it, the backs stick up. And I have adjusted those hinges in every freaking direction, and I don't understand why. But if you push them down, everything's good. I mean, the dude said they're brand new. I have no idea. I started blocking this fender just to see where we're at. And yeah, this was the bad fender, the one that I planished out. So that's actually not bad for, you know what I mean, for what it was. That is not bad at all. I am hitting metal here, but in these areas here, I'm going to continue. I just lightly blocked it. I'm going to heavily block it and try to get all these out without, you know, of course, going any further to the metal. I'm going to try to get them out. If I can't, then I know what I got to skim. This part was bad. This part wasn't bad. So we're getting there, guys. I decided that I'm going to end up just taking both doors off and leaving the fenders on. And what I'd like to do is fix all the door jams and chips and things that I had from messing around with this thing. And then I gotta fix that door pin, of course. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spray the tops of the fenders, the bottom of the hood, and in the back of the fenders, and then put the doors back on for their final time. But I think that's gonna be a little bit better for me than taking these stupid fenders off again. The doors, I'm not taking the hinges off the body. They're in place, so I only got to take them off from the door from the hinge itself and bring it off, and then from there we can only just deal with those adjustments, not the other half of the adjustments. So we should be able to put it back on fairly decent. If I can get in there with the screw gun and pin it, I will. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but that would have been nice to do first. I do have to replace that pin hinge. I mean, I guess the only other option too is I can always... no, I can't because the fenders are on. I don't know. We're going to deal with it because it's got to get fixed, but I got to get rolling on this car. So time lapse, here we go. A little bit at a time, guys, a little bit at a time. So, we're coming together. I got these back corners to close good. I just need to lift the back a little bit. So I started writing notes on the car because I come back in here in a couple days and I forget where I'm at. This needs to come up slightly. I still need to I need to recut that bulge out one more time and push it, and then re-weld it one more time. I got this to line up almost closer, and I got this gap to work good. Finally, here's the gapping I'm doing on this. I just need to finish sanding it and make it consistently clean. That way these will be perfectly flush. I have the hood loose right now. See, this hood is not as close to that side as that side is. But I don't think I can go any further on this side. I mean, I guess I can a little bit, but yeah, maybe just up right there. But then now it's gonna have to be pulled this way. There we go. Well, then that flushes that out, but now this ain't flush. Yeah, this is a weird mess here with this hood. I've been fighting with it for a good minute. Well, longer than a good minute. There we go. There we go. Now we'll scoot it over and it should be right there. Just a little bit. There you go. And then this one. Holy moly, bro. What a difference, dude. Wow. Wow. Alright, now I just need to figure out how to get in there and tighten it down without moving it. This needs to be lifted slightly, but I need to lock it in place first. Then we'll lift these back hinges just a tiny bit, and then I'll work on splitting these again and retacking them for that bulge that I was telling you guys. Little tiny things at a time will come together eventually, and we'll get this thing knocked out. I mean, it sucks that it's taking me so long, but I want this car to roll out, and I just want it to be like I don't want to feel like I skipped something. There's things on cars I'm like, whatever, bro. No one's ever going to notice. But on this one, for some reason, it's just my heart has me. I don't know. Maybe because the guy I'm building it for is a Marine. He's a Marine vet, and my dad was a Marine. It just means something to me. So I don't know, guys. So either way, I just want to know that I produced the best I possibly could with this car, and we'll tackle the next car a different way. I don't know, but you know, this car for some reason just hits that spot, and I've never even cared for Monte Carlos. I mean, but when this one came in, I love it. I absolutely love this car. Even though it's not my style, I would love to have it and drive it. I mean, it needs to be lowered and louder, but other than that, this car's tits. It's gonna be bad, guys. So I gotta go shower and get my kid and go to work, do the normal dad things and normal person things. So until tomorrow or the next day, whatever, I don't know. It's gonna be Easter. So another hold up here, but hey, you know what? You gotta live life too. So catch you guys here in a couple minutes. Alright fellas, well, we've been at it in here. Sorry, I got the fans on, I was welding. This hood has been a nightmare. I should have never agreed to fix this hood. I should have just told the dude to buy me another one. But challenges that I take because I know that I want to learn and I want to be able to fix things like this. But it bit me in the ass because I want this car out of my life. So pretty much the hood kept cracking, and even where I welded it, it was like it wasn't gonna work. So what I did, which when I take the hood off, I'm gonna have to do some more welding and a little bit of molding to make this stuff look like it belongs there, because I had to put a fish plate, a gusset, a strap, whatever you want to call it. I'm not even 100% sure that it works, but pretty much, let me show you what I did here. Alright, so it keeps cracking right here, right after the hinge. Of course, that's the weakest place, because right after the hinge you have all of this, right? Well, whoever designed this, there's also a hole there, a big hole, which leaves absolutely a little bit of metal on the sides to hold this hood from folding. So whoever designed this is an idiot. So I just fish plated right over that hole and welded on the side. I took a good piece of 1/4-inch plate and I beveled the shit out of it all the way around, and I welded it all the way around. Now I still need to clean it up, but I'm also gonna flow this out, kind of how this flows like that. It's gonna have another step that flows, and it'll just kind of taper off in the back. But when I started, guys, this, I put the end of it right here with this right here, okay? Look how flat it is. All the way to the front, there's a tiny little gap. I could not get that out. But you should have seen how big that gap was before I did this. So this side, same spot. Look at that. Boom. So I haven't tested it yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't work. Probably just gonna find that happy medium, paint the goddamn thing, get the freaking hell out of here. So I'm gonna close this hood. I'm gonna tinker with it a minute. Hopefully when we come back, I'm gonna be in a good mood. Cool? I'll hit you up in a second. It worked. Man, I did that one in the dark. It worked. So now I'm gonna have to weld those straps up. Once I take this hood off, I'll mold it really nice. You'll never even notice, especially once it's painted. But wow, dude, I closed it and it went perfect. I have been messing with these hinges and these gaps for days, and as soon as I recut those things, I literally cut them and bent the piss out of this thing. And then finally I used that level to check it, and then from there I was like, dude, this metal is so thin and there's that big hole there. And remember I told you I bridged that gap? Well, that bridge it wasn't very strong. Even though I welded the shit out of it, it still had flex in it. So I didn't have a choice. I said, you know what? I'm either gonna have to make a whole new piece, cut that whole piece out and weld it in, or I'm gonna have to just put a strap on there, right? Strap on, fucking cochino, eh? No, I know what you're thinking, sick dudes. Something's wrong with you guys. I don't know what. I ended up putting that fish plate. The reason why I did the fish plate is because if I would have went through and made a whole piece to fit in there, and weld it in and it didn't work, you know, I was gonna be pissed. So I figured I would just do the fish plate. Well, now that I do the fish plate, I'm just gonna mold it and it's not gonna look bad. If I decide I don't like it, what I will do is I'll make sure I somehow make like a brace to hold that hood so it stays flat, like something that goes across the top of it with a clamp or something. And then I'll cut that fish plate out and I'll make me a nice plate that is the right contour that slides right in like a patch panel, and weld that in and basically make it look brand new. But I don't think I'm gonna go that far. You already know me, I might end up doing it. I'm just burnt, guys. This car has ate my lunch. We're gonna move on. Tomorrow it is, guys. Tomorrow we are going to knock this out and go from there. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. Alright guys, we're still here. Video 13. This is another week. I have not been able to get out here all week. Yeah, so we're at it again today. So basically where we left off was we were wrapping this side up, guys. I got most of this stuff worked out on this side. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. It's all ready for primer. I'm happy with all of this. This still needs some work here. I still need to figure out how to bring this hood forward a little bit and then mess with this a little better. I gotta finish blocking this fender, but today I had a little dilemma. So while I've been doing this body work, I skimmed these front of these doors to panel this. Issue that I'm having is that there was no forgiveness right here. Like even right here, look how close that is. Like it is like if you put paint on that, you're done. So all this down here is very good now, except for right here. I need to open this a little bit. The bottom's good. Everything else is fairly decent. I've been working in the inside of here to get this little corner here. I'm gonna have to do the same on this. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. Just barely clears, man. It barely clears. So I have been messing with this. Let's just go from here to here. That's where I'm at. So I'm just trying to make sure that when I put paint on this thing, when I open that door, I have enough clearance so it doesn't chip. That's it. So I'm fine-tuning these little edges. I had to kick this door in a little here. I'm gonna have to pull this edge out slightly, but I think I'm very close, guys. I'm right there. I'm hoping by the end of today I should have this worked out and this blocked out, and for the most part we're ready to go in primer again for the last time. I'm hoping that after I put this in primer that we should be able to block this whole front clip in 600 with no issues, and at that point I already know the back half is ready for 600 with no issues. It's just this front clip needs to be re-primed. Once it's in primer, like I said, we're gonna pull the doors, spray the insides of the fenders, fix whatever I need to fix in the jams, pull the hood, fix the back of the hood, underneath the hood, paint that, paint the inside of the headlight bezels. We're gonna put everything back on the car and it should be ready to go. So we are very, 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 very close, guys. Very close. Something changed when I messed with that door. When I pushed it in, wow. The gap changed. This gap changed. Check it out. I don't know. Look at how tight it got and how big it gets. The front of the door needs to come up. Oh yeah, this door, oh yeah, look at this. But then this ain't gonna match again. What the hell? Slightly off here. Well, we're gonna have to do some more tweaking. I don't know what the hell we're gonna be doing. But yeah, as I was messing with this fender, I had skimmed this, and I skimmed it a few times and blocked it. And then when I opened the door, I realized how thick that stuff got real quick. Didn't like it. Unacceptable. So I used the air file with some 36 and buzzed it all back down, readjusted my door a little bit better. And yeah, that right there should have fixed a lot of that. Got it a lot thin, way thinner than it was. I did not like it. It was scary. So that's good. I'm still having some issues with this door, but I'm not sure exactly where I'm at, dude. I know that this is fairly close to that, and this gap's a lot wider. So if I was to close that gap over there, this gap's going to get even more wider. I'm just struggling with this, dude. And this gap's already kind of big on the bottom. And then it goes into a normal gap here. And then up here, the gap gets a little wider. And then it gets back to being skinny again. It's not 100%. I don't know. The only thing I could think of I don't know. Well, this is what gets you at the last minute, dude. All this shit should have been done first. See, that's the issue I have. We lined this car up, and everything seemed to fit pretty good. But now that I got it this far along, I don't remember how good we lined it up. I think we just quickly did it, and we didn't really... I should have... I don't know, dude. Never again. Never again. So, I'm going to start doing shit completely on my own, my way, where it all makes sense to me, and it all works out. That way, when I put this shit back together, I know what the hell's going to happen. Because this shit, I've had to circle back, and it screwed me big time, bro. But whatever. It is what it is, guys. We're gonna be here working. So let me try to wrap this thing up. That way we can try to get this car in some primer. Today is Monday. I got till Thursday. My goal is to get this thing in primer and start taking the parts off to do all the rest of the stuff. And I'm hoping to have I'm hoping I can get all this stuff done by the end of Thursday. That way, next week, literally all we got left to do next week would be to wet sand it in 600, or even dry sand it in 600, doesn't matter. Just make sure that it is one final block, and then next week we can spend the week cleaning shop and getting everything back together. Well, getting everything ready to paint. Like, just cleaning the whole car, cleaning shop, getting the booth situated, set up, moving all this Garetto out of here so there's nothing in there, and just cleaning. As long as we don't get a cold or windy day, then I will go ahead and spray it. I'm hoping even if I gotta wait a week or two, so be it. As long as I get this thing done by the end of this month. Today is the... I don't even know. The 13th. So, yeah, we still got a little bit of time. But I'm in a rush to get it out of here, but I'm not, because I want it to come out just right. So even if I gotta let it sit here and wait for a good day to spray it, that's fine, because I will go ahead and start working on the 32 or the 40. Anyways, I'll update you when I figure out this stupid door. You may ask, what the? Yeah, well, I got all the other side wrapped up, and when I came back to this side, started blocking and trying to fine tune, my fender was giving me a hard time. That's the one that I had to add to shim before, and that's the same side that I'm having issues with the hood. Well, that side of the hood was the bad side of the hood. This side of the hood, remember, the front gap was slightly pushed back a little bit. And I'm like, all right, it has to be from the shimming. Well, I'm like, okay, before I start cutting, like I did on that side, I'm going to try to mess with this just a little bit better. And what I did notice was my door was never, I knew I needed to lower this door, remember? I didn't want to do it because you got to take the fender off. So I figured I would do it after. But nothing was lining up correctly. So I needed to make sure that I had this door correct. Well, what I did notice was my bottom door gap was way bigger in the back than it was in the front. That's why this gap, remember, was off again. And I'm like, wait a minute. This gap was completely off once again. Now it is cherry, flush, even on the bottom. Now I can tweak this fender with this hood and everything and go from there. That way I don't, if I have to cut anything, guys, then I gotta cut. But at least, you know, like I said, I'm self-taught, for one, okay? I've always understood and learned is you always start lining things up from what is solid, so the quarter doesn't move. All right, the quarter is where it's going to be, so you line your door to your quarter, and then you line your fender to your hood and your door. But the door could still use slight adjusting, but at the same time, guys, when you have your door flushed out, completely flushed out, when you have your door completely flushed out like this, perfect, flush on the bottom, gap is good, there's no more reason to move this door. At that point, the only thing that you may screw with is this lip right here, because either you may have to add or shave metal down or pull the lip back, like outward. Because these cars, they actually kind of fold in, and so do the fenders. So they kind of pinch in, and that's why you pull them out to get the panel to panel without putting a bunch of Bondo on it. So anyways, I was already skinning the inside of that fender out at the time. What was happening is I noticed that the lip of this door was hitting all of this stuff right here and all in here that I was grinding on. Oh, let me see here if I get a better shot. There we go. Where's my light on this thing? Let's see here. I was trying to show you guys all this lip in here. That fender was grabbing it very close, so I started to shave it down, just because when you get paint in there, you know, you don't want any of that to happen. All in here too, this fender is really thick in this right here, like really thick. So I'm gonna grind all this down just to make sure. It should clear now that I've been messing with this fender, but I had to take the fender off in order to get to this again, which sucks because check this out. I didn't want to take that off again and screw with that, so I had to make some adjustments. Yeah, what a pain in the freaking butt, bro. But the nice thing is I really don't want to have to take these fenders off again. But I may have to take this whole front clip off again and leave the hinges where they are. But yeah, see, this one here works good. Everything seems to be all right. But like I was telling you guys, let me see if this one even does it. When you go to open your door, like right in there, look at how close that gap is. I'm going to shave the inside of this fender too. But for the most part, I think we're clearing enough. Right here is no good. But everywhere else in there, plenty of room for paint. And maybe on this lip here, it's always on these bends. So what I may do is, instead of taking, well, I'm going to have to take the damn doors off again anyway to fix this. But, I don't know, bro. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but on this side, maybe I won't take the fender off. Maybe I'll just take the door off on this side. And maybe I'll do the same on the other side too. Just take the door back off of there. That leaves me to another idea. Yeah, this is gonna be fun because I gotta paint the inside of these fenders right here, watch. This is what I gotta paint. I gotta paint this bracket and all this lip because when you open the door you see all that. I mean, it's not much, but I also need to paint the inside of this. And I don't know if I'm gonna paint those hinges, but what I know that I'm gonna do is I want to spray black Raptor liner in here, spray these in here, and then I need to spray this lip. I need to spray this whole top of this lip and all in this here and that piece up there. So we got some spraying to do, but I didn't want to take this off again. But if I drill a hole here and maybe a little one here, I can pin this, take it off. That way when I put it back on, it goes back in the exact same place. That is one of my goals that I was planning on doing, so we don't, have to really mess with these hinges any further. And a little hole is not going to hurt it. Ain't nobody going to see it. But either way, I could take a picture too of where those are at and somewhat get it back to where it's got to be. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to keep going and try to line this stuff up. I will not be able to come out here for the next, damn, what's today? Today is Tuesday. I was supposed to be off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I go back Thursday. So I'd have had 5 days to work on this car. Well, that didn't happen. But I didn't work on it on Sunday. I worked on it all day Monday. I'm working on it all day today. But unfortunately, some shit happened at work, and I gotta go in to cover shifts. But at least everything is okay, and everything is good, and that's all that matters. I'll give you guys an update here in a few. Look at this, guys. It is good. That looks exactly like the other side. I got that side freaking perfect. Look at this. Lined up, everything works. Hood. Gotta sand a little mud off there. But this is pretty good here. It's a lot better than it ever was before. It's not 100% perfect, but I think that rear hinge, I can take it down just a smudge and it'll flatten that a little bit more. Check out these gaps, guys, all the way around. This needs a little cleanup. This needs perfect. Look at this. Boom, cleaned up. See this side here, I added metal to this. But now that I have adjusted everything, I'm going to shave it back down a little bit because I put too much. But it's going to look just like this. Look at this. I got it even closer to the edge. I don't think I can go any further. This one's about the same. It is with like a little hair off, complete difference. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty well good. The gap is slightly off on the top there compared to here, but I was having that issue. I think what I need to do is put a shim behind the hinge on this side because I can't roll the fender out. I had originally shimmed the fender out, then I had to mess with the door. I don't want to do that because it messed with the back half. So I'm going to have to shim the hinge itself just a little bit. Will space this in the back for me. But it opens, it closes. This side here, look at this, guys. Boom. It's pretty close, pretty close. I mean, this is a little wavy on this side because I was kind of messing with it, but it's pretty flat, dude. The only difference that you guys, I don't even know if anybody will ever notice this, but this gap here is bigger than the gap on the other side. That I don't know why. Like I told you, this car had some issues, but I mean, you're never going to notice it. It's just from the rocker. There's a slight gap there. And the other side, the gap is a lot smaller. But everything is good. Look at that door. It looks good all the way through. Everything is flush. I gotta go get my kid. So, yeah. Other than that, guys, we're there. I got a bend. The edge of this hood right here, slightly down, is weird. I don't know what's going on with it. I think it just needs a good little tweaking right there, and it should be good. But this side even went down a little bit more too in the front. But I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do from here, guys. But I know the hood's coming off for sure. I think on this door, I'm going to just take this fender off again. Because I think I can realign this fender pretty good by taking this fender off. Now on the other side, I don't know if I want to take the fender off or the door. I don't know. I think I'm just going to take this whole front clip back off. Is what I'm going to do. Because I don't think I want to mess with the doors. This door might have to come off again. I might have to repaint this jamb. But if so, at least I'm going to just take very close note to where I have it. And I'm going to put it back the same way. And then I'll have to put this front clip back on it. But I do need to blow it apart. But I can't blow it apart yet because I still need to block things out. This side is good. It's ready for primer. The hood is ready to go, other than the fact that I need to smack this down a little bit. This fender is what I need to finish. So the door was done, but I started tearing into it with all this. So I'll get that door and this fender all back in order. This is almost done. This was actually really good until I started tweaking with it. Now it's off again. So I'm going to have to reskim this and sand some of this and reskim some of this and fix this line again. Because I think this needs to go in a little bit more. And then there's a bracket inside that I need to oval the holes out just a little bit so that bracket will fit right. But other than that, guys, we're there. I guess what we're going to do from here is roll with it from here. Now I'm going to start doing what I need to do. Start painting what I need to paint, fixing what I need to fix. But the first things first is this whole front clip's got to come off. I'm going to take those wheel wells out. I don't like them, and I'm not going to deal with them. So they're junk. They're all screwed up. They don't fit right. So I am going to put those back in the car, and the dude can deal with these fender wells after the fact, because I need them out anyways to paint the fender wheel well lip. So that's going to need to be dealt with. And these things, they hang, they're no good. So he needs to find some new ones or figure it out himself. I have no clue, but I'm not messing with them because I'm not painting them, so he can fix them. I have no idea what the hell's wrong with them. But for my part, this thing is freaking tits, and it's good to go. Big old jugs, eh? So we're good. I'm finally over the stress part with this damn front clip. It is finally where I want it, and it's taken me like 2 weeks. Well, everything takes me forever because of my schedule, but yeah. With that being said, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Video 14 of the Monte Carlo. Thank you for being here and supporting my channel. Peace.